Welcome back to another video. In this video we're looking at the second part to the 2024 building drawing for technical drawing. Alright, in this section it says that you are required to draw to a scale of 1 in 10 a cross section of the SASH window W1 in the given specification to include the following component: concrete beam / lintel, window frame head, window frame cross style, window frame sill, concrete window sill, and then once you do all of that you should get 32 marks, and then you should label each of the component in that question or that task. So basically these stuff that they mentioned here, they wanted to label them for 4 marks, and then print a suitable title and scale use. Alright, now this is just like the other one. Now they're referring to the W1 window that we had drawn earlier, so we're going to be doing a cross section of it. That's this one here. So we're going to be doing a cross section of this. So let me just grab onto it from now and I'm going to take it down. Now what is this cross section that they're talking about? Now this cross section, think about it like a sectional drawing. What would you see if you were to cut the window? Alright, now say we cut it here, right? What would we see if we're looking in the direction that way, if you want to call it that? Alright, let me see if I can get an arrow. Sorry for zooming in and out like this, so I can show you. I don't want to spend more than 20 minutes on this here. Let me rotate this using the... Alright, let's grab onto that and move it. Let's place it here because I'm going to be adding this in it as well, believe it or not, to show where I cut, to ensure that I get marks. I don't think they are giving marks or all of that, but nonetheless. Alright, think about this as your guide. Alright, now what would you see if you were to cut this here and you'll only be seeing those ends? So what would you see? Now, as you know, this is going to be located in a wall, right? So the first thing you're going to see is the wall. Now I'm going to be drawing a random line somewhere to my right here, like this. Alright, that line is going to be the thickness of the wall. Say for example the wall is 150 millimeters wide. What I'm going to do, I'm going to offset that line by 150. Alright, so I offset this line here by 150. O enter 150. I offset this line here by 150 like that. So that is the wall. So it means that our window is going to be between the space. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be projecting lines across from this here. Alright, so that's that there. Now trick, I'm just going to grab onto this line here and I'm going to copy it, similar to what you would have done for your SBA with drawing windows. That's what we're doing here. Alright, now this is a bit overkill, but that's somewhat in its simplest form what it will look like. Alright, so let's call it there. And the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to be drawing a what do you call this, a cut plane or section line, a break. That's what you're going to call this, or I'm going to call it a break. Let me turn off snap for this. Alright, about there. And I'm going to draw a line. As you would know if you have watched any of my video before, this is how I draw them. You can get it from AutoCAD, but I rather this way. Am I doing it right? Yeah, somewhat. So let's go ahead and clean things up. TR, enter. Above this line here, that is it. That, yeah, and that. Alright, so that's what it should look like. Alright, let me go ahead and join these as usual. Join them, and let's trim away everything above, and let's copy this down. So this is what your SASH window will look like if you were to cut through the window, if it's in a door. Alright, let's trim away everything below this line here. Alright. Now below this you're going to have the beam or the lintel that they were mentioning. Alright. To show that, what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be offsetting this by about 200 millimeters. Alright. Just like that. Alright. Then once I've done so, I'm going to draw a rectangle. Maybe I could have just drawn a rectangle first. Alright. Let's draw that rectangle. And that rectangle now will be our the main thing that we're going to be using for drawing everything else. Alright. Once I have that rectangle in place, I'm going to be offsetting that rectangle inwards by 25 millimeters. The 25 millimeters is representing the cover for the concrete and the steel. For the concrete in relation to the steel. So this inner portion will be basically where the steel is. I'm going to offset that line now by another 10 millimeters. Alright, something like this. I need to zoom in a bit here so you can see. So just like that. Now once I've done so, I'm now going to be drawing some circles inside here. The circle, the diameter is going to be equal to about 12, 13. I'm going to make it 12 for the diameter, so it means that the radius is going to be 6. Alright. And in this, I'm going to be placing one at either corner. So I'm going to be eyeballing it. So I'm going to move this. Let me turn off ortho here. And I'll eyeball it in like that. Alright. Then once I've done so, I'll just mirror it to the other side. Like that. Let me turn on ortho again. No. And then I'll mirror down, using the center as my mirror line, or my baseline if you want to call it that. Alright, now once I've done so, I'm going to be drawing probably a line somewhere along here. This is purely random until it touches here, somewhere like that. Yeah, then I'll offset that by the same 10. Alright, once I have that in place, let me just close off the end like this, and let's trim away here. Yeah, I should do that. I could do that. And trim away here, and I guess I could do inside trim here as well. Alright, and then now this is this line, double line that I have here. I'm going to copy it as well. I'm going to copy it and place it, I'm eyeballing it as well on this side as well, but instead of having it in this one, I'm going to be trimming all of this here, leaving it like that. Alright, now this is representing the reinforcement, the steel bar, aka the stirrups, in the beam above the window. Alright, or below the window. Well, it should be technically be above the window, but I drew it down here. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be moving it up top, but nonetheless I'm going to be showing down here as well in the same fashion, because that is going to be representing the sill, because the base of the window is what is called the sill, the top is the lintel, and they say, so it's going to be there. Alright, not there, it's going to be it's going to be up here. 9 minutes. Okay, good. Alright, so that's where it's going to be. Alright, down here what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be hatching down there using the AR conch hatch pattern. AR conch, hope I can find it pretty soon. AR conch. Here it is. Let me hatch it. Angle, scale, let's try 1. Okay, that's what that will look like. So that's the hatch pattern there. Now once we have top and bottom, pretty much the lintel and the window sill here, the next thing I'm going to be doing is that I need to draw the window. Now the window will not be spreading across the entire wall, it's going to be in a bit. So what I'm going to do, this is a 6-inch wall, the window will probably be a bit above 4 inches. So what I'll do, I'll offset 25 millimeters on either side inwards to take away 2 inches from the window. Alright, now here's what is going to happen. Now, you see all the lines that are beyond these 2 lines that are offsetted, I'm going to be trimming them away. So for example, all of this that is representing the inner portion of the window, there is going to be more cleaning up, but I'm starting things off here. Zooming in, click, move my cursor up, zoom back in again. Let's get rid of all of that. Alright, everything above this line here and this one down here, I'm going to trim it away. Basically the portion of that vertical line that I had offsetted inwards. Alright, yeah, like this. So I still have these here, so let's get rid of that. Once that has been removed, the next step is to pretty much draw the portions of the window. As you know, one part of the window is going to slide up, one part is going to slide down. Alright, this portion here is known as the rail. That's the part that is running horizontally. The vertical piece is known as the style, which is what is going to be in the background. And it's going to have a glass in the middle. Alright, it's similar to the sliding window. So what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be drawing a line down the middle, like this. So I can have a reference marker, like that. So one portion of the window is going to be like this, and one part is going to be on this side here. Now the part that is going to be on the inside is going to be the portion of the window that is moving. So part of the window is fixed on your sash window, and the other part is movable. The bottom portion is the part that is always movable, meaning that it is able to slide up behind this one here. So what I'm going to be doing, using this that I have here, I'm going to be cleaning up a bit by trimming away, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That there, and on this side here, I'll trim away that, if you want to call it like that. Now, it will also have, and I probably shouldn't have done that, is because it's going to be sliding in a frame. What I'll have to do is that I'll probably have to hatch all of this here. Alright, now what will all of this look like? You see this line that I have running across here, that is representing this here. I'm going to be trimming some portions of it. How am I going to trim it? Here's what it should look like. Alright, we're going to have the style in the middle here. Alright, this portion here over here is separate from this side here. Now you see this portion here, let me just see if I can show you. I'm going to trim away pretty much it like that. Alright, so something like that. And then on this one here, I'm going to trim away pretty much like something like there, right? Now, because this portion is representing the frame of the window portion itself. Alright, so here you can realize I have offsetted that. I'm going to do the same thing down here and offset. It should be 50. Let's work with 50. Up like that. But you see, everything that is beyond this line here, I'm going to trim it away. Alright. Now, in between this space, you're going to have the glass panel. Now, what will this glass panel look like? It's going to be basically a line in the middle like this. I'm using one line, but if you want, let me just offset it on either side by about 5. 5? Yeah, 5. It's going to just to give it some depth. Alright, so that's what it will look like. Alright. It's going to be the same exact treatment for this one up here. Alright, same exact treatment. So we have the frame. We're going to need a frame on this as well. However, because this part is fixed, we don't need to worry about that too much. So let's just draw a line up in the center like this, up to here. And then anything below this line, we can trim away that. Alright, now you can Google cross section of a sash window and you'll get a viewing of what it will look like. I'm just oversimplifying this for your representation. So that will be basically what it will look like. Now, depending on what material this is, so say for example, if it is a wooden sash window, then you want to show the cross section by you could possibly draw like a cross through it or something of that sort. For through all the parts that would be basically the frame. That is if it's a wooden structure, a wooden window. Now if it is not, and it's probably like hollow section or whatever it is the framing is, then you might want to hatch it. If it is solid, so on and so forth. Alright, in this case I'm just going to try to make things simple and say that it is a wooden thing. So once I'm cutting through the end grain or cross section of a piece of board, I simply just add a cross through it like that. So this will make it a lot easier. If I'm going to make it like metal, you know, it's not going to be one solid thing. It's going to be hollow and all that stuff. So I'll have to probably put in a bit more work on it. I don't want that. Alright, so this is what I'm doing. You could also use the wooden hatch or the wood hatch to show it as well, if that makes sense to you. And bear in mind there's other things. I'm just oversimplifying things because there will be latches on it. There'll be a bunch of other stuff on it. Alright, but you will have time in the exam to do stuff like this. You need to know what the different types of windows, different types of doors, and how they look, the cross section and all that stuff. So this is what it will typically look like. This is what it will look like. Alright, your sash window. This is what it will look like. So what will happen is that this portion here will slide up behind it, allow wind to and breeze to pass through, things like that. So you could possibly put an arrow on it to show the I don't know, the direction in which it opens, but it doesn't really matter. Let's add our title to it now. What did they say we should call it? Print a suitable title, say cross section sash window 1. So here's what I'm going to write. Section TR sash, let me just write it all caps, sash 1. Alright, and you could also fancy it up and say A if you want. Alright, but you have to put the A on this. Alright, and then the scale, you write scale at the bottom. So scale, I think they say 1 in 10. So that's 1 in 10 right there. As I said before, I like it to orient it to my right. And I like it to be, let me see what it looks like. Okay, that's a good thing. Alright, so I'm going to make this half the current size. So this will be, let me not make it 25, but make it 30. Alright, and then I'll move this over a bit. And then I'll just position this just underneath it like that. Alright, so that's what that will look like. Let me get rid of this, no longer in need of it. This is just to explain what was going on to you guys. Let me add some text to this here so you can see, or for further explanation. Again, this drawing will be linked in the description. So that's A right there. Let's copy it to the other end. So section AA, so that's what it will look like. Now this line type here should be phantom. I don't have a layer for that there. I don't have a layer for it, so I'll just leave it as is. Alright, because this is what they really want. So the only thing that is missing for us to do is to do the labeling. How are we going to be doing the labels? Now the labels are basically, and let me just check on something here because I want everything to be okay. It's a 1 in 10, right? I hope I can explode. Alright, so it should be good now. Alright, so let's add the labels for the different parts that they want us to label. Now they want us to label concrete beam, lintel, all that stuff. So let's add those in the form of leader lines. So I'm just going to grab one. So this one here is going to be our leader, lintel. So beam slash lintel. And once that is in place, let me just put this on the relevant layer, text layer. I can just copy this text and place it wherever I need to have it. So this is the sill. This is top frame, bottom frame. Let's go style, and what is in the back? Let's go with this, which is, let's go rail, and we can call this rail as well. I'm going to go through now and add the labels. Alright, so let's go. So let's write on those. Lintel, so concrete beam lintel, window frame. So the window frame, so let's just write that, window frame. Alright, what else? Window frame cross style. So I'm gonna have to go both ways. So window frame, that's window frame right there. This is the window frame. Window frame, I'm gonna write cross. How did they spell that style again? S-T-I-L-E. S-T-I-L-E. Alright, cool. So window cross style. Window frame sill. So window frame sill. Window frame sill. Is it one I L or two? Okay, cool. This text here, I'm going to add it here as well. Let's get to add window frame style here. Window frame style, ST. Alright. Window frame. Why did I call it style? Window frame. Window frame. Window frame. Window frame. I think I'm mixing up the labels. So window, so these are the rails. The vertical one is the style. So everywhere that I made a mistake, I have to go through and correct them. So window frame. Window frame. Alright, so let me copy this and put it here. Alright, and window frame style and rail. I'm just going to write cross rail. What's our other name? Concrete window sill. Concrete window frame sill. Yeah. Window frame sill. Window frame style. Window frame style rail. That's what I'm gonna write here. Rail. Rail is the cross one. Window frame. We could add style here because it's a vertical part. Window frame style. Is that how it's spelled? Alright. This one here. Same thing as there. Window frame style and rail. I'm gonna write cross rail here. Cross rail. Window frame cross style. window frame style, window frame style. Yeah, I don't need to do all of that. Let me capture this window frame. Frame rail. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I did an overkill here in terms of like labeling and all that stuff. Please remember to label it, well, not label, but lay out your drawing so that your school can print for CXC. Alright, so this is what it look like. If you want to lay it out, same principle. I have my templates already here. If you want to find it, and it's in AutoCAD, just go onto this plus here, right click on it, select from template. You'll have a platter of sheet sets here. I'm going to be using my templates here, BD Building Drawing. Alright, and I'll use this one that I have here. Let me just rename it, right click on it, SASH. Alright, so once I have that in place, go here, double tap, see if I can find it, zoom in. Alright, now the scale is, let me move this out of the way. It's a 1 in 10. Let's stay true. So even if they put a scale rule on it, we know we're safe. Alright, so that is what it will look like. So here we go. Final thing before we go, so you can see what's going on. Single sheet. Please remember that the drawing will be linked in the description down below. Drawing file, all that stuff, all that wonderful stuff. This is what it will look like, nothing more, nothing less. And you would have gotten your marks there. So you had the title and all that stuff. The title and the scale, 2 marks. You label each component for 4 marks. You did them. All you needed was 4. Okay, we did a bunch of them, so we're good. Concrete window sill, that's the part that is at the bottom of the window, the concrete portion that I hatched. Window frame sill, that's the part of the window that I had the cross in. Window frame cross style, I don't know why they have cross style, because it's style and rail, rail being the horizontal, style being the verticals. Window frame head, that is the top part, that's what I probably should have wrote. Concrete beam lintel at the top, so we can sort that out. That's the only thing that's technically remaining, and just write head at the top of this here. Window frame head, I think that's what it said, head. Yeah, so that's it. That's all you need. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Again, please like, share, and subscribe with somebody who might need this information. Alright, good luck on your exams.